Hello and welcome to EduSathi's lecture on true false logic. This is a very interesting topic but also a very confusing one. So one thing you got to make sure is that while listening to this video you do not lose focus, because if you do you'll have to go back and rewind and play again and again. Let's begin. What is a true false logic? It means that you have to ascertain the status of the given statements. Now, in true false logic, we generally have three categories of people. We have the truth teller, we have the liar, and we have the alternator. Who is the truth teller? Who will always tell the truth and is to be believed. The liar is a person who will always tell a lie and is not to be believed. Who is an alternator? This is a person who always alternates between the truth and lie in any order. If he makes two statements, then one of them is certainly true and the other one is certainly false. The order may be true false or false true. If there are three statements, then it might be true, false, and true, or it can be false, true, and false. Mind you, you have to alternate between true and false. It doesn't matter here he has two true statements and one false statement, whereas here he has two false statement and one true statement. This does not matter, only the order matters. So let's move to the type of statements. Type 1. In this type of statements, the status becomes evident. These statements are self-descriptive and their actual status can be known, thus giving a head start towards solving. For example, a statement like I am a liar. Now we have three people. We have a truth teller, we have a liar, and we have an alternator. Can a truth teller say such a statement? No, he cannot. Because if he says I am a liar, he would be lying. Because he is actually a truth teller. So a truth teller cannot say this statement. Can a liar say such a statement? I am a liar. If a liar says that I am a liar, it means he is telling the truth, which he cannot do. So a liar also cannot make this statement. This leaves us only with the alternator. So obviously alternator can make this statement. Now if an alternator says I am a liar, he is actually lying because he is an alternator. His real identity is that he is an alternator, but he says I am a liar. So this statement is false by him. It means that the other statement which he makes will definitely be the true one. For example, let's say we have two statements. I am a liar. I like blue. Now, since we know that I am a liar statement can only be spoken by an alternator, we know that these two statements are by the same person who is an alternator. And since this is a false statement, this definitely is a true one and he actually likes blue. So what are the conclusions? This statement is always false and it is always spoken by the alternator. So let's look at the second statement here. I am not the truth teller. So we have three people. I have a truth teller, I have a liar, and I have an alternator. Now, can the truth teller say such a statement? No, he cannot. Because if he says that he is not the truth teller, he will be actually lying. But a truth teller always tells the truth. So, truth teller cannot say such a statement. Can a liar say such a statement? I am not the truth teller. In this case, the liar will be actually telling the truth because he is a liar and he cannot tell the truth. So even a liar cannot say this statement. So the only person left is an alternator who can speak this statement. Now if an alternator says I am not the truth teller, he is actually making a correct statement because he is an alternator. So this statement is always a true statement, and the other statement spoken by the alternator, if this is statement number 1, the other statement spoken by the alternator will definitely be the false statement. So what is the conclusion we draw from this statement? This statement is always true and it is always spoken by the alternator. Let's move on to the type 2 of statements. Now it is not always the case that you can make out whether the statement was spoken by a liar or a truth teller or an alternator, and whether the statement is a true one or a false one just by looking at it. In many cases, you need to assume things. That is the type 2 which we are going to discuss. In this type, the status of the statement is determined by an assumption. The status of the statement, whether it is true or false, can be found out by initially assuming that the statement is true or false. If the assumption gives rise to any ambiguity, then it is ignored and the next set of statements are subjected to an assumption. I'll explain you with the help of an example. Three people X, Y, and Z were asked a question. Who among you is a doctor? Each of them gave the following replies. You can read the replies here. X says, I am the doctor. Y is the liar. Y says, I am the doctor. Z is the alternator. And Z says, X is the liar and I am the doctor. If it is known that one of them is a truth teller, one of them is a liar, and the third person is an alternator, then who is the doctor? Now, how do we start such questions? We start by assuming things. I will assume that X is a truth teller. So I write X and an arrow T. Now if X tells the truth, it means that X is the doctor because both his statements will be true. I am the doctor, Y is the liar. It means that Y is the liar. Now Y says I am the doctor, so obviously this is a false statement, and Z is the alternator. Now if X is the truth teller, Y is the liar, then Z obviously will be the alternator, but Y has also given this statement that Z is the alternator. Now a liar cannot give a true statement, so my initial assumption that X is the truth teller is wrong. Now we'll try by taking that Y is the truth teller. If Y is a truth teller and Y says I am the doctor, so I have Y is the doctor. Z is the alternator. Since Y is a truth teller, he cannot lie, so Z definitely is the alternator. Now let's move on to Z. Z says X is the liar. Obviously, if I have a truth teller, I have an alternator, then X is a liar. And since Z is an alternator, this statement is true. Then the other statement has to be false. Z says I am a doctor, which is okay because this is a false statement and one is a true statement. This is what alternators are supposed to do. Now let's look at the statements of X. X says I am the doctor. This is a false statement and Y is the liar, but Y here is the truth teller. So this is also false statement. So now by taking an initial assumption that Y is the truth teller, I am getting all the conditions right. So this is my final answer, that Y is the truth teller, Z is the alternator, and X is the liar, and Y is the doctor. Now which one of them is the doctor? The correct option is option number 2 or the B part. Let's try another question. Three alternators X, Y and Z were asked a question. Who among you is a doctor? Each of them gave the following replies. Here are the replies. Now what you need to take care here is all the three of them are alternators. So we have three alternators and not a truth teller, a liar and an alternator. This is something you need to take care of in the question, that what is exactly mentioned. You'll always form a table like this in your exam. I have statement 1 and statement 2 here and X, Y and Z here. The approach which we'll use is the same as the one we used in the previous question. I assume that the first statement by X is a true statement. Then obviously the second statement by him would be a lie or a false statement. So I write an F here because they are all alternators. So one has to be true and the other one has to be false. Now if the first statement is true and X says I am the doctor, so it means that X is the doctor. So I write D here for doctor. And he says that Z is an engineer. Now the second statement is false. So Z cannot be an engineer. So the only profession left is a broker. So it means that Z is a broker and here Y is an engineer. Now we'll move to Y. Y says I am a doctor, which is obviously false. And then Y also says X is an engineer, which again is false. Now here is the ambiguity we were talking about. both the statements come out to be false. It means that my initial assumption that the first statement of X is true is actually wrong. So now we'll cut this out and try another case. In the second case, I assume that the first statement of X is false and the second statement is true. So the first statement is I am the doctor. It means that X is definitely not the doctor. So I write a cross and a D. Z is an engineer. So this statement, because it's true, it says that Z is an engineer. So I write an E here. Now Y says I am the doctor and X is an engineer. This statement is definitely false because Z is the engineer. So I know that this statement is false here for Y. So the first statement has to be true. So Y indeed is the doctor. Now the only profession left is the broker here. So I'll write a B here. But we'll also check if I'm getting alternate statements for Z or not. Z says X is a broker, which is obviously true, and he says Y is an engineer, which is false. Now this is the right set because I'm getting a false statement for everybody and a true statement also for everybody. So this makes three alternators. Now let's answer the question. If each of them had only one profession, then which is the correct combination? I have X as the broker, Y as the engineer, and Z as a doctor. This is wrong. X as the broker, Y as the doctor, and Z as the engineer. This is the right option. So all you need to do in these questions is you need to assume things and see if all the conditions are coming out to be good. Let's look at some practice questions. Out of two people X and Y, only one speaks the truth. When asked to identify the truth teller, they said X says I am not the liar. So let's suppose that X is the truth teller. Can he make such a statement that I am not the liar? Yes, because he is actually the truth teller. Can he make such a statement being a liar if he assume that X is a liar? I am not the liar. Yes, because he'll be telling a false thing. It's not a true statement in terms from a liar point of view. So X can be a truth teller or a liar. Now Y says I am not the truth teller. This we've already discussed is always a true statement and always spoken by the alternator. So Y is an alternator, so he's neither a truth teller nor a liar. And from the question we know that out of two people X and Y, only one speaks the truth. So one definitely has to speak the truth. So my answer option is X, or the A part here. Let's try another question. Three people X, Y and Z were asked a question. What color do you like? It is known that one of them is a truth teller. So I have a truth teller. One is a liar and the third person is an alternator. And each one likes only one color. Each of them gave the following replies, and after that we have to answer a series of questions. So we'll proceed with this question as we did in the previous questions. We'll assume that, let's say for case 1, that X is the truth teller. So I'll write a T here and a T here to denote that both the statements from X are true. X says I like blue. So definitely I have a blue color here, and Y likes red. So I'll write a red here because X is assumed to be the truth teller. So both these statements have to be true. Now let's assume that Y is a liar. Y says that Z likes red. So if Y says that Z likes red, this is a false statement because blue and red are taken. So the only color left here is green, and this becomes a false statement. And then Y also says X likes green. So this is also a false statement because X actually likes blue. So my conditions up till now are fulfilled, that X is a truth teller, Y is a liar. Now one of the statements of Z have to be true and the other one as false because Z now has to be the alternator. Let's check. Z says I like blue, but he actually likes green. So this is a false statement. And then he says X likes green, whereas X likes blue. So this is also a false statement. So instead of being an alternator, Z also here becomes a liar. What does this mean? That my initial assumption that X is a truth teller is actually incorrect. So now we'll take another case. Let me change the color of the ink. Now let me assume that X is actually a liar. Now if X is a liar, first statement is a lie and the second statement is also a lie. X says I like blue. It means that X does not like blue. And then he says Y likes red. So this is also false statement. It means that Y does not like red. Now let me assume that Y is the truth teller. I write a T here. So then Y says Z likes red. So I'll write an R here, which means that Z likes red and X likes green. So this is G here. This is consistent. Now Z has to be the alternator. So I have the first statement as true and the second statement as true. Now we'll check for Z. One statement should be false and the other one should be true. Z says I like blue. This is a false statement because Z actually likes red. And the second statement is X likes green. This is a true statement because I have written G here. So it means that X actually likes green. So this is a true statement. So my this assumption is good. I'm getting a liar, a truth teller, and an alternator, and the liar is saying both the statements as false. The truth teller is telling me correct in both the statements, and the alternator also has a false statement and a true statement. So I have G here, R here. So the only left out color is blue. So I'll have a blue here. So Y likes the color blue. Now I can easily answer the set of questions to follow. Who is the liar? I know that the liar is X. So B part is the option. Right option. Who likes red? I have Z liking red here. So the correct option is the C part. Which color does X like? X likes the green color. So the A part is the answer. So it's very easy. Once you figure out this table, then you can easily solve the 3 or 4 questions to follow. Let's try another question. 3 people A, B and C were asked about their profession. It is known that all of them make a true statement and a false statement. So all of them are alternators. And each one plays one sport among cricket, hockey and football. Each one of them gave the following replies. So basically we have to form this table as in the previous question and then answer a set of questions. Since I have 3 alternators here, I'll have a true statement from each of them and a false statement from each of them. Let me assume that the first statement for A is true and the second statement is false. You have to make this first assumption. Now A says I am a cricketer. So this is a true statement. I write a C here. And B is a footballer. Now since the second statement is false, so definitely B is not a, sorry for that, B is not a footballer. I write an F and a cross. If B is not a footballer, it definitely means that C is a footballer and the only profession left is hockey. So B is a hockey player. Let's see what B has to say. B says C is a footballer. So this statement is true coming from B. And he says I am a cricketer. And this statement is false because he's actually a hockey player. Now let's move on to C. Up till now we are getting everything correct. I have an alternator as A and another alternator in B. I have a true statement and a false, a true statement and a false. Let's look at C. C says I am a cricketer. This is a false statement. And then he says B plays hockey and B actually plays hockey. So this is a true statement. So in the first go, I got the answer correct. My assumptions were right and all of them are coming as alternators and one true statement and another false statement. So question 1, who is the cricketer? A here is the cricketer. So this is the right option. Who is the footballer? I have C as the footballer. So the right option is the C part here. Whose first statement is a lie and second statement a true? I have C telling a lie here or a false statement. So the answer again is C. Let's look at this last question for true false logic. Three people A, B, and C like one subject among English, Marathi, and maths. All of them are of different heights. It is known that one of them is a truth teller, one is a liar. I have a truth teller, a liar, and the third person is an alternator. Each of them gave the following replies. You basically again have to form the table and answer a set of questions. Now, you always form this table in the examination. I have 1, 2, and 3 here because everyone gives three statements. And then I have S for subject, which subject do they like, and H for heights. Now for the tallest, I will use a number 1, and for the shortest, I will use the number 3, and for the middle one, mid, I'll use the number 2. You can always form these shortcuts so that it is easier for you to write and then understand also. Now, as we did in the previous questions, I will assume that A is the truth teller first. So all the statements from A are true. Now A says I like maths. Let's form another symbol for subjects. I have a capital M for maths. Let me have a small m for Marathi, and I'll have an E for English. So always form such symbols because it's easier to write. So A is a truth teller. All the statements are going to be true. A says I like maths. So I'll write a capital M here. This is the true statement. B likes Marathi. So this also has to be true since he the truth teller. And again A says I am the tallest. So I write the number 1 here for tallest. Let's move on to B. Now B says I like maths. I'm assuming that B is the liar. So the first statement is false. I like maths, which is false because B actually likes Marathi. C likes English. Now if maths and Marathi are already taken up, this obviously is English. I assumed that B is a liar, but this is a correct statement. C likes English. So at the very moment I'll change my opinion. I'll say that B is not the liar, B is the alternator. So I have a truth teller, I have an alternator. I'll write a T here because C likes English and it's a true statement. Then B says I am the tallest. This again is a false statement because A already said I am the tallest and I have written number 1 here. So up till now I'm going good. I have a truth teller, I have an alternator, so C has to be a liar. So we have to check whether all statements of C are false or not. Let us start. C says A likes Marathi. This is false because A actually likes mathematics. C then says B likes maths. This is also false because B actually likes Marathi. Then C says A is the shortest, which is also wrong because A is actually the tallest. So I luckily have 3 false statements here and this is the correct table. My initial assumption was right. So we'll answer the questions here. Who is the truth teller? I have A, who is the truth teller. Who is the tallest? Again, I have A, who is the tallest. I have the number 1 here. Who is the liar? C is the liar because all these statements are false. So C is the right option. Who is the shortest? Now this cannot be determined because I don't know whether this is number 2 and this is number 3 or this is number 3 and this is number 2. So the right option is cannot be determined. So the last question here is who likes Marathi? This small m denotes Marathi, so the correct option is B, or B likes Marathi. That was all on true false logic. I hope you enjoyed the lecture and thank you for watching.